Barukai! Run!
Everyone get up! Re-engage. We must leave.
Are we under attack? What happened?
Shadows betray Sons. We are kept on the outside.
Tell us what's going on!
Trust in Barukai until the battle is won or we die like a son.
Vanadium!
We not break faith from sworn honor.
Barukai brings her fighters to a narrow exit connecting to Stone Targe. The path is too quiet. The explosion should have alarmed the rest of the crew by now. The eeriness is unsettling to her.
Shouldn't we?
Shh. Something not right. We should run. I lead.
10 paces towards a new life of freedom, her feet pick up speed. With Radel not far behind, squeezing through the walls that seem to be moving closer. They shimmy the gap between the mountain, smelling the fresh air that cuts the underground stench. Before she leans around the final bend, she signals the others to pause for a moment. So close to breaking the chains of her past, and without sensing any danger, she takes her last step. There's nothing. No one is here. A tumbling stone catches her attention, pushed out by a wiggling worm. Wait. That's a human finger. Arms of the undead burst from the wall, claws pulling the men back into the crumbling stone. The noise of cracking jaws hunger for fresh meat. Barukai rolls to safety and turns to pull Radel, but the hands are dragging the badger back by its rump. She heaves him through, sacrificing a bit of its skin. The torn flesh is slung into open cavities, consumed by the dead. She looks back at her brothers. In their panic, the Sons fall over one another. Struggling to escape the trap, they fail. Limbs are being painfully severed. Snapping sounds of ligaments cause nightmarish shrieks. The Son, most buried underneath the pile of men, locks eyes with Barukai, screaming, "Traitor! Traitor! Traitor!" The ending of a tale brings forth another, just as the rolling planet ushers a new day. This certainty of life comforts us within. However, the planet of Tellus is dying. I, Redrin, the record keeper of Vone, welcome you to power, wonder, and glory. Based on the tabletop role-playing game of Project Fullblade, this audio adventure is created by two brothers, acting out our love for fantasy with a goal to inspire you to tell tales of your own. Events from the Wraith Redress have scarred the continent of Aolaos. Zenestra, once an honorable nation that protected this land, was tricked by the Sons of Vanadium, a small group of drifting mercenaries, now the predominant military of the capital. As the Sons grew, so did the fighting. The hunt to make more enemies was essential to sustain their power over Zenestra. New aspirations incentivize the use of fear and suffering to sway the rotting hearts of their people. This is where Vanadium joined forces with the Royal Shadows. 5 deceptive necromancers led by the will of a scion named Sigma. As masters of malediction, the Shadows discovered a way to tamper with the laws of the universe. They found the Genner Ghosts, an untapped source of reincarnation, a planetary mechanism to restore the demand for life, giving Tellus what it needs the most: balance. Sigma found a defect in the system, the escaping souls that despise this world of humans, a desolate place in an unknown pocket of time called the Nativity of Demons. Sigma struck an unspoken agreement to provide a human vessel capable of harnessing their primordial energy. A life that is ended by this creation loses its chance to exist in the phantom planes of the undone, and is sent directly to the Nativity, removing the very essence that makes our world. In exchange, the fiends will bless Sigma with the hellish wonders that were not meant for the living. Our hero Vone, the eternal Wraithsayer and hand of the Genner Ghosts, discovered this demonic conspiracy by the guidance of the ghosts that possess him. The Undone led him to Urlo, a Vanadium warlord and proto-man of Sigma's creation. The death of Urlo sent Vone on an inevitable journey, bringing him to the underground layer of the Shadows. Vone witnessed firsthand the unseen chaos that brews below, and was forced to flee an altercation from the latest demon warrior, Dwareck Sinjaza. Vone has reunited with Barukai, an ex-militant of Vanadium who earned his trust. They travel a neglected path the long way around to the west and take refuge in the old city in order to create a plan of action before it is too late. Before the age of men, a meteor crashed into Tellus, leaving fields of micro-diamonds and precious stones. It was rumored to have struck a giant, the very creature that turned into this mound of land we walk on. When the founders witnessed its sparkling horizon, this site was undoubtedly their new kingdom. Magnificent tektite stairs were carved along the ridge, leading into the bowl-shaped depression. Rainwater channels in, flowing through cracks along its natural design, draining into an unknown sector beneath the province. This fortress, known as the Antlion, conducts warfare in the sand, underfoot of its aggressors. Brilliant technology thrives here, hidden under the simple trinkets that keep their people distracted. This is the Crater Kingdom of Naderia. Vone, Barukai, and Radel, still weary from their trek, sit at the Shooting Star, a bustling alehouse with a unique style of service. Mechanical spouts will launch the spoken beverage, where it is caught by a scion's telekinetic hand, delivering its spill free along with an illusion of cosmic colors. A vision you'll have to be willing to see to enjoy.
I not follow. Plenty food free outside. Yet town people no hunt. Get fat 'cause don't move.
They no longer need to. Their energy is spent elsewhere, as we are at this pub, 2 Star Trail Ale.
Eh? 2 Star Trail Ale.
I ordered this one for you.
You forgot Radel and my other hand.
I have never seen an axe like that one.
That woman's beast is well behaved for a wild creature. They must be mighty warriors.
Vone remains silent, fixated on the gossip around him. Are you still going to meet the Rex?
Why wouldn't I? The plea day only comes once a solstice. It's the only time the Rex will hear the concerns of us middle folk. It's our duty to make him aware.
I don't know. Feels like a ruse. He never listens, and things don't get any better until we make it better.
This time he will. Once I show him the plans to the Harvester, he'll triple fund it. It'll do the whole town good to get the crops in fresh. All those refugees from Land's End are putting in the work now, but my crown's run thin. Just gotta do away with them.
Vone narrows his focus on the two men.
I didn't want to believe it, but I knew this would come. Zenestra must have given the Sons authority to take Land's End.
Well, you better get going. I'm sure that line is sneaking around the crater by now. And I'll be doing the town some good too. I'm gonna drink myself into a more enjoyable person.
Let's go, we're leaving. Those men just gave us a sign. Our business should be mentioned to this Rex.
All those mugs and no grub. Today's special is the honeyed harpy wing. Care to try?
Oh, yeah!
No, thank you for your service. Now take your earnings.
What? But what about the...
Vone leaves the shooting star, followed by Radel. Barukai rips the wing from the waiter's plate, sets it in a brew, and downs the mug.
You're welcome.
Thank you? Rex Dunian, the head of Naderia, initiated a tradition to invite all people, regardless of status, to speak on one main concern they have for the kingdom. The accumulating citizens who wait in line to speak with the Rex makes the timeless Wraithsayer feel as if his life is limited. The bulk of requests mimic how the gentleman at the bar felt about the runaways from Land's End, degenerating their city. The response from Rex Dunian seems automated and frustrated. What do you want me to do? Exile them? Kill them? Your family is already established here. If they hurt your business, then find another way to earn my tax. Well, why don't you try working with them? I don't know what to tell you. Please reconsider. Next! For anyone else with similar complaints, let me save you some daylight. We took an oath, remember? We protect those in need, and the same will be done for you if you are forced into Zenestran territory. Now go figure it out for yourselves for once. The impatient Vone steps into his chance to speak.
Rex Dunian.
Oh, excuse me. Hold a moment. Men. Does the beast talk? Is it about to ask me for its rights? No? Then why is it here? What example are we trying to set? Everyone bring your cows and horses to the throne room. You may not mind cleaning up shit, but that doesn't mean I want to be smelling it. Did you fools forget that I am stuck in here with you? With shit! Get it out! The servants hesitate to approach Radel. A candid yawn frightens the men back. A bit threatening for a day of kindness, don't you think? What is it I should know, and what is your proposed solution?
Sons of Vanadium have taken over the East. The royal shadows are the reason for their aggression. They are infusing their highest ranks with demonic energy. These foes fight like on any I have ever seen. I have survived an encounter with the warlord Dwareck. He has the ability to feed the nativity of demons with fresh souls, forsaking the natural way of the Genner ghosts. You must prepare Naderia for war, or this will cast us into the end of days. What in the Genner ghosts? Oh, this is grand. Did your father beat you in the womb, or were you just born this dense? I'm sorry, where are my manners? A business as urgent as yours should be recognized by a name. To whom am I speaking with? I am Vone of Land's End.
Barukai, ex Vanadium.
I see now. Sounds like a port city boy ran off with a woman who already pledged her life to another group of men. Now you come to me to start a new life. Here's some insight. I don't fight for love, never have. I don't fight imaginary gods or devils either. First they will come as friends, blinding you with wealth, protection, and peace of mind, allowing the shadows time to spin their stories, manipulating the truth once accepted by the people will be irreversible. Rex, this is our last chance. And if they do, I'll deal with it then. For now, I suggest you run away. Be grateful I don't report Barukai to the Sons. Gentlemen, remove this trio. I have heard enough of their plea. Feeling naive from the public humiliation, Vone and Barukai leave the crater and lay low. Needing some rest, they find a safe spot for a campfire.
That didn't go well.
I not understand. Why he yell at Radel?
What's our next move? You spoke of an alternate plan.
Fauntiquita, the homeland. Jungle not far from here. We go ask them for help, but may die. They don't like outlanders.
No one will survive if we don't try.
If we not beat Vanadium, someone will. A banner not fly forever.
There will not be enough time to wait for that someone.
Not time for us, but time for new enemy. Everyone has enemy.
A long pause hangs in the air. Vone's face stuck in a perplexed look.
Do you know what a Wraith Sayer is?
Yeah, corpse talker.
That is in our nature, but not the origins of a Wraith Sayer. The sins of our fathers, mainly the outcome of human eradication. The conflict leaves the abundance of innocent souls in torment. A pain that is difficult to heal. They cannot be reborn until they release themselves from emotion, dividing from our primitive ways. Tellus created the Wraith Sayer to aid the Genner ghosts with the resting of these souls. We are the symbol of a dying planet.
Barukai stays quiet, staring deep into Vone. He does not know if his words were heard, or if she understood the severity of the current situation. Vone continues.
There is another indicator. When a Genner ghost collapses, the planet itself will become like Korea, the moon in our sky. It is lifeless now, but filled with the spirits that once made it. The energy becomes a realm of magic for us to call upon. One day, by the same means, a new life form will use the magic from Tellus to support the challenges that they face. It's the way of the Iliac. A scion like Sigma, they wield the emerging power of what this realm will be when our world is over.
I can learn the magic? Teach me.
Why bother? Here, study this.
Vone hands Barukai a comprehensive scroll, a simple spell he learned as a child. Gunfire nails.
Eh?
She holds the parchment upside down and tilted. Vone pulls it away from her eyes and smiles.
First, I will teach you to read.
Reliable as the night, with murderous motivation, the members of the Royal Shadows gather at their chambers below. Ahead of rolling the dice on war and public relations, they plan every possible outcome of their next approach. Pawns on a map represent the people they wish to control or betray, never fatigued since embracing the ways of Sigma, always acting toward the ultimate end. The Sons discovered the last person to see Vone was in Wimborne, entering the Suncat to speak with the tavern's owner. Shortly after, they disappeared. The information came from a girl who inherited the pub. At the quiet head of the table, Sigma stares off to the side, retaining every word said amidst the shadows. Sigma, would you like us to bring that Mila girl to you? She may have more on her mind than she is willing to say. Unfortunately, that cannot be done. She attacked the Sun as they began their investigation, The decision of a Vanadium tribunal is always made rather hastily.
As it should be, Motion. Easier to facilitate the story over a silent corpse than next to its bickering words. We have enough knowledge on the matter. A meeting is arranged tonight with King Asteiry. It is time for our Zanastran pet to become a puppet of Vanadium.
The stretched hall to the king is covered in sculpture. On the top, the first star of the Iliac rests on the top of each wall, depicting the rays of light to first touch the capital, and only through Zenestra will its radiance shine across Aolaos, then out for the rest of the world to see. Few can comprehend the veiled dark truths necessary to grow the roots of such a beautiful city. Asteiry not only trusts Sigma with his life, but has enough faith in his reasoning when making heavy decisions, especially when it comes to the wellness of his people. The closing length of steps anchor to a circle platform that holds the throne. Triangling from the king are two imperial troops, their stance atop the railing as if they were living statues. By the writing of law, a Zanestran king is perpetually surrounded by the Knights of the Summit, a pair of most powerful defenders.
Master Sigma, how do your knees carry you with the same vigor after all this time?
Majesty, a leader should know all the ways to hide their weaknesses.
I no hiding this blasted leg. Well, come out with it. What's the new danger that creeps for me? Not like we ever have any warming tales to share.
I compliment your choice to embrace the eastern coast under the Zanastran shield. Our surveyors found some information at the port of Land's End. A lead trailing back to Imborn. We have the names of the scabs who brought us treason. The very same cohort behind the death of our great son, Erlo, massacred at his own outpost. Honor must be brought to those who fall defending their pledge.
Aye.
The ones responsible for the attack on Andrus Keep and...
Well, who are they?
Vone, once a myth of inspiration, now gone vigilante. He is paired with two others. One of them used to fight for you, Asteiry.
Who?
Darvam Dio's son, Redrin.
Darvam Dio. Wasn't he imprisoned for defying an order?
Killed after you inherited your kingship. He did not agree with the new ways. He had to be removed.
Ah, yes. I should have executed him with his father. All it takes is for one traitor to show you the entire corrupt bloodline.
I'm ashamed to admit the next, but they also have one of the few daughters that climb the ranks of Vanadium, my Barukai.
Let's prioritize their capture and turn them into the spectacle they wish to be, used as a far-reaching display for the tortures that occur at the price of treason. I want their determination to be as broken as their bones. I want the people to hear the dying screams of mercy until they fade away. Where are they now?
They travel an unknown road to Nateria.
I will inform Rex Dunian immediately.
No. Now let me tell you why I am really here.
King Asteiry gulps. His body moves with a sense of nervousness, wondering the worst, worrying about the inconvenience of a few sleepless nights. We know Naderia is behind this band. We believe they are staging an attack on us and have been for years.
This can't be. You don't know the Rex like I do. He is passive to a fault. He won't even garb himself if he doesn't have to. My summits, prepare a message for...
Majesty, the only way is to submit the threat, to turn this band over, dead or alive, or my sons will march across the continent and remove them by force. Remember, weakness should always remain hidden.
Ah, Sigma! Let me think for a moment.
My lord. A firm step down to the base of the platform. 2 spears graze the back of Sigma.
Have you gone mad?
We caught the spell of manipulation hiding in his speech. He means to control the outcome of your decision.
Blasphemy, Sigma. Do they speak the truth?
I have played politics with you long enough. The 2 men drop their weapons and grab their gut. Thousands of red-backed spiders escape through open-mouth cries. Maintaining the power of the rift, Sigma hauls more silky nests to their insides. Acids digest the arachnids, a deathbed from an overdose of poisonous zest. Sigma snatches the king off the armchair, forcefully throwing him to the floor, skidding Asteiry across a few steps. I tried to make this pleasurable for you, but now you'll see how settlements are done in the life after Tellus. Sigma kneels at the head of the king and thumbs his eye open, ripping the tender flesh around the corners. A draping tongue sags into Asteiry's sight. Sigma's taste buds grow into small, wiggling sacs, rupturing parasites out from fleshy eggs. The tiny leeches twist and flutter their way behind the eye, burying into the brain of their new host. The mind repressor, a psionic creature born from the subconscious, hell-bent on the domination over another.
King Asteiry!
More guards arrive to see their king being helped to his feet by Sigma. As Asteiry stands, the bodies of the slain come into view. Faces that have only shown heroism now manifest a look of horror captured in their final screams evermore.
My summits were trying to kill us. Praise to Sigma's protection.
My king, your leg. Asteiry takes a stance on a leg that hasn't worked in years, not showing the agony from it being bent backwards and splintered.
I will be fine. It's the rush from escaping death, that's all. Please, help me to the infirmary.
The mind repressors must first dismantle your pain receptors before their innate purpose. A rewiring of the brain. As they bed themselves within, they sweep the tissue for motivations, forgotten memories, and its darkest secrets. The information is pulsed back to their creator as they await their next command.
Well, how about that instrument on your back?
This? It's not for trade. Be reasonable. I will bid my farewell when you come across someone with more crowns, or until our path separates. Please.
Forget it.
I remember thinking how dense I was for telling someone to risk their life and property for no collateral. Be reasonable. I was seen as a threat, something I never considered myself to be. It felt kinda good. I left Wimborne a few weeks before it was taken by the Sons. The first wave of wagons to pass me was from there, but then I started to see more. Those who were escaping from Land's End. Although the ports are very distant from Wimborne, they are the victims of the same story. The Sons took everything I've ever known, to which I responded, "At least you are alive." I reached a point that marked the second half of my voyage, but my body was completely worn. The thought of surrender was overpowering until I heard the cadence of hooves. Out from the dust, like a bull lost from its stampede. A caravan climbing up the road. "What's your price for a seat in the back?" The thin driver looked around.
"Ah! I see no carts behind me, my friend. That's because I made sure I was the last. I presume you've asked all the others that same question. Yet you are still here, which means what you are about to offer is not enough."
"You are right. Then I'll answer your next question before you ask. The citadel is not for trade."
"Oh, an Envisionary. Why don't you offer a song, eh? Well, are you any good?"
I couldn't recall the last person I played for. It's been so long, I didn't even think to bargain with music. "Let me tune, and you'll be the judge."
Get in, get in. May your intent be warned. I have my cannon on you. My little sunshine will take away your light, so don't make me use it. Now then, my name is Kuse Mlan, and you?
Redrin Dio.
A Dio, huh? You should probably leave that part out, or adopt a new name.
As tainted as it is, I proudly wear this name. Don't assume you know the truth about Darvam. The purpose of my father's actions died with him.
Not that I disbelieve his only son, but it's time to get rid of that foolish pride. Rumors are known to be far from the truth. That's what makes them juicy. The board lie to themselves for amusement. Place your bets on survival now, and you'll get to cash in later.
I wanted to disagree and intimidate his arrogant tone, but I was calmed by this merchant's wisdom. Perhaps I can learn something from him.
Well, are you going to wait till the destination is reached to play? Let me hear them strings!
Where to even start? I swept the chords, a strum to beat the vibrations out. The sound has not found the planet's pulse, a slow twist to an open soul. I lash the strings again and wait for the echo to answer. There, harmony.
Aha! Impressive! Perfect! My sense for value never fails. It's hard to gauge the Envisionary without first hearing a song. A disciplined profession unappreciated by most. Redrin, your hands tell a bitter tale. Your sadness seeks my own, and I'm sure they'll have quite the conversation through the music. The only thing we sense is the emotional knot the tune will leave us with. I never fully understood the reason we feel that way. What an experience. But enough of that. Today is a great day. You have my ride, and I have your music. Let's sit back and be merry while the horses do all the work. Give me something, uplifting.
All right, you may want to tighten your reins, old man. Start stomping, and I'll play to you.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
The rhythmic pounding of his beat matches the quickened tempo of the spinning wheels. I'm still shocked the caravan didn't rattle apart. I had those horses galloping in overdrive.
Fauntiquita, be aware of the wilds. New creatures born here, old ones die and not come back. Sometimes overnight, cannot prepare for it, can know calm once inside, until we reach the land of magical beasts.
Vone looks out to the jungles, puzzled by the uncanny climate that exists in the growth. Patches of the land seem to be caught inside bubbles of its own weather. Some sections are frozen in ice, discoloring the nearby trees with yellows and reds, whereas the vastness of Fauntiquita appears to survive an eternal summer.
Radel, you not been home since you was a pup. Radel? Radel?
Over there!
The scent of his old home pulls the beast away from its master. Radel joyfully charges into the maze of vines and brush.
Radel, stop!
Radel's snout leads him to a gelatinous snake wrapped around a tree. Happy to see another animal like him, Radel tries to show the creature a display of friendship. The snake oozes down across the branches towards the parading badger, morphing its long body into a series of smaller versions of itself. The watery snakes burst into a stream, spitting venom and burying fangs into thick skin. Radel yipes and backs up. His startling nerves unleash electric waves that snap the snakes into steam. The cracking sounds signal his location to Vone and Barukai, but also alarm more threatening brutes. A bear concealed in leafy fur emerges from the bush and covers Radel in a layer of dirt. The next shock from the badger fizzles away, stunted by the thick soil. As Barukai finally has her companion in sight, the Tellian monster takes a rip at her scared pet.
Be gone!
The bearish claws strike against metal, deflected by the ghostly extensions of maxilla and mandible. The spiritual guard, a Wraithsayer power of protection. The bear, confused, stops its aggression. He looks around, frozen in place, glaring through the approaching humans. After a few seconds, he turns and bounces away.
Guess I spooked it.
No, something more dangerous behind. We are being watched.
What do you see?
My people, painted like the jungle. 3 stand at trunk next to you.
There is nothing.
6 white orbs focus on Vone. They seem to be a part of the textured bark. A closer look reveals the contorting bodies hidden by camouflage.
I am Barukai, once a part of this land. Left for quest of power. Now I come back to show you what I found.
Auchiwa Barukai inkota pagomantas. Boli.
What is he saying?
I must best their strongest beast in combat.
Should we fight our way out?
Ha! Don't think I'll win? No. How they fight with us if they dead? Enkota bully.
A legion of decorated people appear as if they were hiding behind the air. Only a handful embraced with weapons, and like Barukai, all of them had their own distinctive animal. Vone and the others are led past a perimeter of trees towards a shallow lake covered by immense lily pads, strong enough to be used as a floating raft. At the head of the lake was a giant carapace from an ancient turtle, the habitat of the pagomantis. The shouting fades as one of the tribesmen climbs up to the top of the shell. He lowers a crab tied to a vine, taunting what's inside. The rope swings from left to right. The only sound that is heard is the tenseness of the vine holding the bait. 2 cannonball claws fly out, shattering the crab with enough force to turn it into powder. Each globed fist is attached to a slimy appendage, retracts back within the carapace. The scurrying of many legs echo from the shelled cave. Burrowing out comes a red and green crustacean, beautifully covered in a luminescence, a mantis shrimp of massive proportions. About 15 feet in length, with the bombarding reach of another 15 feet. The pagomantis gracefully slips underwater, becoming the assassin of the lake. Barukai tracks her target, following the ripples until they gently tap the lily pad she stands on. A span of branches hang overhead, a difficult jump from unstable ground, but an easy task for the ex-soldier of Vanadium. She leaps high, suspending herself above the arena, and waits to find out where the monster will strike. The bolder hands of the mantis cast out once again, ripping through the lily, but not reaching its prey. Barukai flashes a broken smile, taking the opportunity to pounce. As she lets go, a chill shoots through her fingers. She looks up to see her hand is frozen to the bough that carries her. She tightens her torso, curls her leg, kicking at the fastened block of ice to set herself free.
She tumbles uncontrollably to the frosted pad below, shin slamming against the half-solid pond.
Ah, damned ice fish.
Barukai runs across the sinking plant and hurtles to the next, her course intercepted by the emerging Pagomantis. Trying to retain balance, she remits her momentum into an ambush, dispatching 3 powerful blows to the creature's shell. Shards of the armor explode off, revealing multiple layers like the rings of a tree. Grappled by the wave of its smaller legs, she is slammed into the watery domain of the beast and hauled below. Unable to breathe or see through the murky lake, flailing about, she grabs something hard and sharp, believing it to be a part of the shell the creature lives in. A piece breaks off from her iron grip. She jabs it into the belly of the beast and cuts through as easy as splicing the water itself. The mantis screeches and lets go, desperately swimming back up to Alnatak's sunlight. Barukai and the monster appear in tandem. Hopping onto a lily at the edge of the battlefield, she spits out the liquid caught in her lungs. Turning to face her opponent, a white light overtakes the color of the Pagomantis. The skim of the lake rapidly freezes, creeping towards Barukai. She puts her back against a tree and waits to see how this thing will use its new environment. The creature slowly skates across the ice with its reeling hands balled up, ready for another sling. Barukai repositions, feeling the cold pains again. Her feet are stuck to the pad, frozen to the lake. The skylight dims, blocked by the looming mantis. Its chest widens, ready to throw its raptorial arms. She balls her fist, squats low, and slams the ground. Simultaneously, the mantis punches overhead. The demolishing knock tilts the tree along with the ice. Roots like rebar sustain the lake from crumbling, setting them both on an angle. Her feet break from the icy restraint. She jumps off the tree, tributing to its fall. The mantis glides down to the corner of ice and bark. Barukai, landing on the soft underside, puts both palms together, forming the shape of a knife, and pierces its stomach. When inside, the hands open up, fingers spread wide. She begins to cast a spell learned from Vone, gunfire nails from all of her nails. 10 small explosions shoot out like bullets, ripping apart the great mantis. Its body falls limp. The twitch of dying nerves linger as the audience falls silent.
Ow, 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 ow.
Her hands tremble, bleeding out from the fingertips where her nails should be. She recomposes and shakes off the pain. Barukai speaks to the awe-stricken tribe, translated.
Do you now see? The power I chase. The reason Barukai left. I know the animals can be used to fight, but who are you? Not fight alongside them. We not ask them to do it for us if we not willing to act ourselves. If this is the way, then why not live in kingdoms? At least there you can be honest about no compassion. Bring me home, and Kotabuli, my first demand, to speak with the Pharmaca.
Barukai and the villagers walk through the thickets with ease. Vone starts to fall behind, slowing from the difficult hike. He feels a slight pull on his soul, separating further from the group, becoming attuned to the spirits of the jungle. The closer he gets to the land of magical beasts, the more he instinctively reacts to their energy, none of which unite to Vone's cause, as they are the ghost of animal apparitions and carry a more primal motive while caught in the undone. Tall, intertwined fences narrow down the route, covered in the sheddings of a chameleon, echoing the greenery in every direction, forever holding its ability to match the environment. They stride a maze within a maze, escorted to the core of Fauntiquita, where the stone sculpture of an orangutan is poised, one hand resting on the ground, and the other to the sky. The tribe tosses Vone, Barukai, and Radel, each a twine-wrapped pendant, and steps on the palm of the statue. A brilliant distortion of light shreds them out of view, and with a fizzle and pop, we're gone, transported away.
Not to worry, this is the way. Give me your hand.
Vone lightly holds Barukai's wrist, and the couple stand on the palm with Radel. Every cell in their body is turned to the clouds, staring into the burning star, and in an instant found themselves in another place. Vone embraced by a warm, hairy grip, staring in the giant eyes of a smiling ape. He is lifted up towards a bridge and placed on the stairway with the others. Breathless from pure amazement, a sight of exotic animals working together with humans. Elephants constructing buildings, monstrous bats delivering their supplies. Zebras pulling plows, treated not as servants, but as equals. A society of ecological facilitation with a harmony unmatched by others. The land of magical beasts. At Barukai's demand, they walk directly towards the Pharmaca's temple, a place reserved for the one who keeps the evolution of beast and men united. As Barukai reaches for the door, she remembers the last day spent with her people. The Pharmaca back then shared a special bond with her and ignited the inspiration to leave.
Wild one, born from a boar, your spirit remains untamed. Barukai, choose not to leave, make us happy, but silence your spirit. You must follow heart, accept place not with us. We are masters of what we have, acting for future, Fauntiquita. All is well. Understand to be master, to limit you, as you not perfect what you not know. Become attuned with life outside here. Your journey will lead back, even if forget us, memory will appear once touch this door. I will be gone, and you match new Pharmaca in reason. Well, congratulations. You just heard episode 4, the start of power, wonder, and glory. Your Rex has graciously allowed this one to be free, but in order for me to maintain the kingdom, the next 2 episodes won't be. Settle down, settle down. If you are a Patreon subscriber, then you already have the access. If not, well, then go get them at a bargain price at Audible. If you want free so damn bad, you can always come join our fight for the good of Tellus. Come play Project Fullblade now at projectfullblade.com.